I'm Coral, and I'm going to teach you all about triads. Now, triads can seem kind of scary at first, but they're not all that bad. To start off the lesson, let me introduce you to my friend, Trina Triad. Trina here is an excellent example of the fact that when written in order, all triads are snowmen. Trina just happens to be an F major triad. Building a triad is really easy. Say we want a D major triad. First, we write out our staff. And then we think, what's in the key signature for D major? 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp, because 1/2 step up from C sharp is D. So, we make our snowman, and because D is on a space, every note, all 3 notes have to be spaces to make a friend for Trina. But they can't just be any spaces. They have to be as close as possible so that they form thirds. The next step is to compare our snowman to our key signature and see if we need to add anything. So our snowman has a D, F, and A. D major has 2 sharps. So let's start at the bottom. The D is a natural in this key signature, so it's good. Is the F all good? Not quite. It should be sharped. And the A is all good, and you've just built your first triad. Now, when you're working with major and minor triads, which is all we're doing here, it's all about the third, or the median. If you know all of your major triads, which I've conveniently laid out here in this chart, which I can give you if you want, your minor triads are no problem at all. To create a minor triad, all you have to do is lower the third. For example, take this F major triad we have with Trina, and if we give her a flat third, which in this case is the A, she becomes minor. If you need another way of thinking about it, triads are always stacked in thirds. In a major triad, from the root to the third is a major third interval, and the third to the fifth is a minor third interval. A minor triad is exactly the opposite, where between the root and third is a minor third interval, and the third to the fifth is a major third. So now you pretty well know how to write out major and minor triads, and now we're going to move on to inversions. When we look at inversions, it's all about that base. The note that's on the bottom of the triad, the one in the base part, tells us what kind of inversion it is. If the root of the triad is in the base, it's called a root chord. Then there are the first and second inversions. In a first inversion, the root is moved to the top of the triad and the third is on the bottom. In a second inversion, you move the root and the third, so the fifth is on the bottom. Of course, for all of this, you need to be able to identify the root, third, and fifth. There's a very simple way of finding the root, third, and fifth, also referred to as the tonic, mediant, and dominant. First of all, you could use the notes you see to figure it out, because they'll all be in the same key. After some practice, you'll be able to find the root, quite easily, and you'll know right away. But an easier way of figuring it out for beginners is to turn it from whichever inversion back to a root chord. Now, as an example, here is a G. Hold on. We have a G, a C, and an E. See? Now this is a C major triad in second inversion. But how do we get it to be a root chord so you can see it right away? Well, if you put all the notes as close together as possible, so you have this nice C, no, C, E, and G. Or you can move the G up. C, E, and G. Let's try it with F major triad in first inversion. See? If you move the F from way up here at the top to down here, the notes are as close as they can be, and you can clearly see an F major triad. Moving on, you can see triads in all of your choir music. Typically, the root's going to be in the bass part, and the third will be an alto or tenor. The remaining part having the fifth, and the soprano being left mostly to double, usually to double the root. I can't talk today. Of course, this is not always the case, so let's take a quick look at Night York. On page 6 of Night York, we can see over here, you can't see it very well, there's in the bass part, which in this case is also the alto part because it's a double choir. The bass part has a G, the soprano 2 and tenor part, baritone I guess, has a C, and the soprano 1 tenor part has an E flat. So, if you take those notes on another staff, here you have these notes. Now, I think it should be fairly easy to see that it's once again a G major triad, not G major, a C major triad in second inversion. So, what do we have to do? We either move the fifth up or the root and third down. So let's try moving the fifth up. See? So now you know what the triad is, and you know what part has which quality of the chord. So the fifth, or the dominant, is in the bass, and also the root, or tonic, is in the soprano 2 baritone, and the third, or mediant, is in the soprano 1 tenor. We could go on, so I'll do one more chord out of Night York. So again, at the bottom of page 6, in measure 50, we have the following chord. There's an F, a B flat, and a C. D. C. Wow. D. So, again, we can tell that it's in second inversion. So this F could go up here. And you can see that it is a B flat major triad, because the key of B flat has two flats, B flat and E flat, and there's no E, so there only needs to be one flat. So we have B flat in the baritone soprano 2, which is the root, tonic, the third, or mediant, in the soprano 1 tenor, and the F up here, or down here, where it actually is, in the bass alto part, which is the fifth, or the dominant. So there you go. Now you can find your triads anywhere in your choral music. So finally, some quick flashcards that I have here for you to see how much you've learned. I don't have a lot. Still working on them. I've been doing them all summer. But here, what is this major triad? If you guessed C major, you're right, because this bottom note is a C, and then we have an E, and then we have a G. And there's no flats or sharps in the key signature for C major, so it's a major triad. How about another one? Do I have another one? Oh, here we go. This one is a little bit harder. If you guessed D major, you're right, because there is one sharp right here. There's actually two sharps in the key signature. So we have the D, the D, the F sharp, and the A. One last one. If you guessed a G major triad, then once again, you're right. So, thanks for watching. Now that we've gone through all that, feel free to email me at theorygeek98@gmail.com. I'll put it in the description. And for a chart of major and minor triads and a worksheet. Have a nice day!